Hello everyone, so welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this video is basically going to be me rambling on about my 5-star reads of 2022. I read 54 books in total, and these were the books that I absolutely loved. So first book we'll be starting off with is Swimming Lessons by Lili Reinhart, and it's a poetry book. And I love it for several things. Lili Reinhart is one of my favorite actresses because of Riverdale, but also she's just a lovely human being, and she's so quirky and goofy. So I was really excited to read this book when she first announced that she was going to be selling a poetry book, and yeah, it is amazing. I don't have to say much. It's just very simple poetry, simple words, not too much complicated of a vocabulary, not too many metaphors, but yeah, for people like me especially, who doesn't want to think too much about decoding a poetry, I love this book. So there is that. Next book that I would like to talk about is Anxious People by Fredrick Backman. This basically follows the story of a set of people who get stuck in a house that is being sold or is set for selling, and they are being held as hostages and with the robber. It just basically follows the story of all that and talks about the past of each of the characters who are stuck in the house. And basically really liked the writing style of the author, and it's the first book that I've read by the author, and he's a Swedish author, and so it's a translated book, but yet it is so funny and humorous, and it's very interactive with the reader, so I feel like, you know, it's easy for you to just get into the book. So yeah, that is that. Next book, oh my god, I cannot tell you how much I love this book. It is Home. It's a poetry book by Whitney, Hanson. I found her through Instagram, and I have seen many of her reels, and I got very impressed. I was like, I need to read this book. And man, oh man, it's so beautiful. Like, I really can't tell you a lot. I don't want to spoil the book, but it follows loss and finding love again, and loss again, and betrayal, and all sorts of things again, the same way the poetry was written by Lili Reinhart, but it's so meaningful and very lovely. I would really suggest people who are new to poetry to also, you know, try to read this book, because I feel like you're gonna like it. And she has released a second book called Climate, which I also want to read. Unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to get my hands on it, so there's that. But I just, if Whitney Hanson ever sees my video, like watches this video, I just want to say I love you, and I love your poetry, and I think you are a beautiful writer and a poet. So there's that. Okay, so the next book that I want to talk about is The Love Hypothesis. This is the first book that I read by Hazelwood, and I absolutely fell in love. It's fake dating, and it's the story of a PhD student, Olive, and her professor, Adam Carlson. I don't want to spoil a lot, but it's just an easy read, and it keeps you on your toes, and every single chapter has a hypothesis at the beginning of it, and I think that was a really fun thing to add. And so it's just a really good read, so definitely get into it. Okay, the next book that I want to talk about is It Starts With Us, and I think at this point everybody knows it's the sequel of It Ends With Us, and it was a much needed book for Atlas and Lily's story. I wouldn't say that it's a much needed book for Colleen Hoover to write, but it's a much needed book for the readers, you know, to follow through with the story of Lily and Atlas. I think it got a lot of hate in Bookstagram because people were saying, like I said, people were saying it wasn't necessarily needed. She could have just ended the series with "It Ends With Us." But I feel like, after all the heartbreak and the heaviness with the first book, you really needed this to, make it light again and, understand that the characters got their happy ending. But still, there are some things in this book that are new too. So, new characters, new stuff, new drama, new twists and turns, but it's not too dark or heavy to handle. So I guess, yeah, do read this. Okay, so the next book that I want to talk about, it's a series of books. It's a Heartstopper series. I gave all of them 5 stars. It's a comic book and it's a teen gay romance kind of thing, and it's very wholesome and heartfelt. It's a series in Netflix, and I think you can just follow that. But yeah, it's a very cute comic, so I'd suggest you to read it, and it's by Oseman. So the next book is I Have to Tell You Something. It's a poetry book, again by Zara, and I Saw You as a Flower by Everett, again another poetry book. I think poetry books, you just don't want me to say a lot about it. It's gonna be about heartbreak or love or life in general, and simple words but very meaningful words. So there is that. And the final 2 books that I want to talk about, I want to talk about another book which is a short novella by Hazelwood. It's called Stuck With You, and that was the book that I liked out of the 3 stemness novellas, which all came together now, released in one book called Loath to Love You. But yeah, that is the one story that I liked out of all 3 of them, and it basically follows a group of friends with 3 girls in it and their love interests, and they all work in different fields in the STEM. So this one just follows the FMC and MMC getting stuck in an elevator, but they have a past, and how they navigate and their conversations in the elevator. And yeah, it's a pretty fun read, so I would ask you to read it. Okay, the last 2 books that I want to talk about, 5-star reads, is The Lightning Thief, which is the first book of the Percy Jackson series. And like I said in my full reads of 2022, this was recommended by my friend, and I just got it because I wanted to go into fantasy, and I was hearing a lot about this book from my friends, so I was like, I want to know what the hype is. But I wasn't really ready for committing to Harry Potter because those books are humongous and there's too many. Anyway, let's not talk about Harry Potter right now. But you can see how much I've tabbed this book, because it follows a Greek mythology, and this guy Percy Jackson, basically he is a half-blood, and that basically means your one parent is a god and the other parent is a human being. So that just means you're a half-blood, and he is just, I just love the word. It's by Riordan, by the way, the author's name. I just love the way the book started, and I just fell in love with the book at the first page. The writing style was really intriguing and funny, so I was like, this is great. So I'm still reading this series, so I wouldn't know until I read all the complete books, which is 10 books. So, but I love it so far, and I have loved the second book that I read, which is not the point of this video because it's only 2022 reads. So I will see you guys in 2023, and I'll talk more about this book. But anyway, the last book, 5-star read, is The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas, the same person who wrote The Spanish Love Deception. I did really like The Spanish Love Deception, but I didn't give it 5-star because of some of the scenes that were cringy, so I couldn't give it 5 stars. And I don't know, I just prefer this book much more than that. It's just, the guy is very sweet and kind, and yeah, basically it follows a lot of tropes. Actually, it follows forced proximity, fake dating, what do I say, the guy liking the girl from a long time ago, or the girl liking the guy from a long time ago. But yeah, there have been a lot of criticism for this book, but I loved it. I tabbed it a lot, as you can see. I tried to color coordinate as best as I can, and yeah. Anyway, so these are all my 5-star reads, and I am hoping to see you guys in 2023, which is now. But yeah, when at the end of the year, when I post my beloved reads and all the books that I've read. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and keep looking forward for more videos from my channel, probably about books. So anyway, bye bye.